All right. Hello, radio fans, boys and girls. It's Bob in 1KPR, and I decided to build one of these micro BitX QRP things. It's a transceiver, and it's basically QRP, but if you're watching this, you probably know a lot more about it than I do. There is an excellent micro BitX group at Groups.io. I suggest if you're interested, join that. There's like a ton or maybe 10 tons of information there, so go there, take a look. I decided to buy the basic parts only, not the kit, and the reason is that if this works out at the radio club, there it is, Stratford Amateur Radio Club, okay, our official logo, Stratford, Connecticut. If it works out and there's enough interest in QRP and field work and stuff like that, we'll build one or two more. Have at least 3 of these around, maybe. I'm building this one. The reason I bought the kit is I'm building this one into a 19-inch rack, 2RU high. It's 3.5-inch panel high by 19 wide. And the reason it's so big, I'll show you at the end of this video what I want to incorporate in this system. Anyhow, there's the board. I've added the external speaker, which is about all you got to do for the if you buy just the kit. And if you can see back there, supply some power, like around 12 volts is nice. This display module, which has got my fingerprints all over it already. There we go. And some plastic chips. Is a plug-in thing, and you can see that back here. It's a plug-in module that plugs into here on the board. Now, I'm going to build this into my own panel, and I don't want it in a fixed position here, so that I have to align the hole in the front panel for the display and the board on the bottom of the chassis. Get everything just nice, so everything fits. Plus, I think I want to have this more centered on the 19-inch panel. So, long story short, I built an extension cable, and I didn't have a male to female 16-pin header. I didn't want to wait and go buy one, so I took a bunch of 4-position and 2-position female jumpers. This is about 10 or 11 inches long, and if I can get a focus here, you can see I took the male-to-male board headers and glued them to a piece of plastic, and then I drilled some holes in the plastic. There we go. To feed the wires through. Focus for Daddy. Come on, babe. I'm gonna be stubborn. There we go. And feed them through the holes. Solder them to the short pins. Leave the long pins to go into there on the motherboard. At the other end, leave the females intact, but glue it to a, since they're all you can see the seams there, they're all, there we go. Then I use some CA adhesive to hold them down to another piece of plastic, just to keep them all unified together. Of course, you don't want to cross feed anything here. You don't know what the heck's going to happen. And it fits nicely there, right into the module. This is a beautiful display, and it's got all my plastic. It's got little plastic chips all around. Clean that up. All right, if you hang on for a second, I'm going to plug it in. We're going to give it a little listen here, or a look. Hang on just a second. Okay, I said just a second, and I meant it. Just like Superman. Let me turn the light out here and clean off that display. Well, here we go. Let's see if we can focus. Come on, baby. I'm getting glare from all kinds of lights around. It's a beautiful display. Really nice. Let's see if I could... Can't cover it. But here we are. We're at a local... yeah, I wish that damn thing would focus. The local station. AM broadcast here. Bringing that ribbon back here. Everything's nice. Nice solid connections. And it looks like... come on, babe. Looks like this may work nice. You can hear it. I don't know how good the audio will be over this camera. Just for giggles, I'm going to take us into... I'm going to try to do this without moving the camera too much. Go into the BFO and set it up. I'm trying to look at both at the same time. We want frequency. I want to go to 9, 6, 0. Okay. Now there's the New Haven station. Alright. Then we go over to the Bridgeport one. New Haven. And, okay. That's it as far as the prototype testing goes. Now I'm going to be right back. Again, 1 second, like Superman. And I'm going to show you why we want such a big cabinet. So, if you want to run down the hall, do it quick, because I'll be right back. Okay, you back? I am. Alright, first of all, we need a power supply. Here's a nice big 4-amp transformer. And you can see by my hand, that's a pretty big guy. We need to go from AC to DC. And here's the power supply. It's a cap input from Bridge. I've got actually built a pi filter that follows this, but I'm doing an extra ferrite thing. I want a very, very clean power supply, DC, VCC to the radio. I tested this out on the bench with this transformer, this power supply with that L filter actually there. Where's my pi? Which will feed this animal as a double pi. Low loss, there's not much voltage drop at 3 or 4 amps, so feed that thing. And then we go over, because we're up at about 15 or 16 volts, and we get into, I wanted to use a TO3 regulator, but instead I'm using these 7812s. A lot of heat sink, brass heat sink, and there's 5 of them, so I've tested this for a couple hours at 4, yeah, around 3.5, 4 amps. It got hot, but not that hot. As my boss would say, it won't sizzle spit, so it's okay. That would be 212 for you guys that don't know. The reason the panel's so big is this. I've got myself some meters for the output, so we're going to be able to measure watts. That'll go from, it'll go up to 50 watts, but we'll measure either in the 5 or 50 watt range. Percentage of modulation, just a nice touch. Let you know that your mic is driving enough audio into the pre-finals. And of course the ubiquitous, requisite, and obligatory, how you like that, SWR meter. Of course they're going to be sitting up there on the panel. And what good is that if you don't have some lighting? So there's the 3 sets of amber LEDs, which are going to be mounted to the back of the meter. Alright. And guess what else you need? Well, you're going to be throwing a wire up in the tree. You need a thing like this. It's going to say trim, tune, and load on the panel. Here we are in the back. Broke my heart, but I'm using these little poly caps. Sorry, you big boy transmitter guys. They will handle this fine. I've tested this up to about 40 or 50 watts is fine. Here's a homemade choke. It's got enough taps on there to take you down into VLF. We won't need it, but it's 12 position, and that'll be mounted in there. What else we got? Here's a little power amp. I don't like to put the audio from this section of the uBITX thing, so I'm adding a 386. That gives me almost 2 watts into a little baby speaker. Good quality speaker, by the way. Don't shortchange your radio. Always use good loudspeakers. So a little 386 that'll drive the speaker. I built a Baxendall type tone board here, and there you are. The 3 pots for bass and treble. We're going to be pros, so I'm going to call it low pass, high pass. Don't say bass and treble. That's for the amateurs sitting in their recliners at home. So that's that. You get about 12 dB plus or minus booster cut in the bass and treble frequencies. And I built a filter for the receive RF. I don't know if I'm going to use this or not. But it does incorporate TVDs, MOV. I got a flash tube here, an E2 flash tube. This is cap coupled, which would be receive only. And a bleeder here, which I believe is 20 or 30 kilo ohms, or kitty ohms, which will keep static out of the radio. That'll have to be operated through the transmit-receive relay, the TR switch, because you don't want to be transmitting through the receive filter. So I think that's it. That's as far as we've gotten. I've got this big old ugly chassis here somewhere. I don't even know where I put it. There it is on the floor. And that's the thing there. I've got AC in. I've got another AC parallel to that in case we want to run a linear and get up around 100 watts. We're doing a B and C and an SO239. And as you can see, we're going to have a lot of room in there to build all this stuff. Actually, if it goes good enough, I'll build in the linear, build it in there with a switch on the back. So if you're out in the field, you're running battery, you don't have to run out of power all day. You can stay with your 5 or 10 or 15 watts or whatever. And if you want to run the linear and want to run it on mains power, well, you plug it in, you got a regular rig going for you. I love this little thing. It has other features that you can get with different displays, and I'm not going to even fool around with that for now, but I don't know if you saw this before. You could do you set up your key, A/B, iambic. You set the speed, the offset, the tone is here, frequency like we did before. Then we go to the keypad, and I'm trying to do this without looking. There we go. Let me go back to the screen. There's other ones that they have little waterfall things in here and all that. That's later. And that software change in Arduino scares the hell out of me, so until I learn more about it or find somebody who's willing to help, we're going to stick with this. All right, we'll report back as we build it, and hopefully we don't get too much blue smoke out of it. And upon plug-in that it works. I went very, very long. I didn't want to do that. I'm sorry, gang. Any questions or comments, please leave them below. If you want to join, please join. My YouTube is in1KPR, November 1 Kilo Papa Roma. Kiss Poor Robert or Kill Peter Rabbit, whatever you want to say. Name is Bob. That's B-O-B. 1 O, not 2, and 2 B's, but not in a row. And my website, www.bobsamerica.com. Got all kinds of ham and shortwave goodies there. bobsamerica.com. Okay, thank you. Went real long. Have a great day and stay safe, you guys, okay?